some more coffee?
No, thanks. I've got to get to work.
So what's on your agenda today?
Oh, business, just odds and ends I have to take care of. What about you?
Well, Eden's coming over in a little bit. I'm going to show her the dress.
Good, good.
Mason, we have to talk about Michael and the ceremony.
Well, I thought that was decided. If he's the one you want to use, he's the one we'll use.
But you two still have hard feelings, and if you could please, on your way to work, maybe just stop by and talk to him.
Talk to him.
Apologize, perhaps. You were kind of harsh on him.
Yeah, I meant what I said. I'm not going to apologize unless he does.
He did. He did. See, I went back there and talked to him, and he said that he would be happy to do the ceremony as long as you agreed to it.
Well, fine. You seem to be doing a dandy job of running back and forth between the two of us. If it's so important to you, why don't you apologize for me?
Why don't you just leave?
Why are you angry with me, Kane?
I'm not angry with you. Why would you think I'm angry with you? Because you've been meddling in my life? It is my life, isn't it? Still? I can do with it what I please. Just want out.
Out of where?
Out of this stupid excuse for a life.
So, Kane, are you angry with me because I cared about you, I showed some concern for you, because I called Cruz and he got here just in time to save your life? I'd do it again.
And I'm eternally grateful.
Kane,
you know, I am sick of people butting in where they don't belong. You know, one day everybody's trying to save me. The next day I'm strapped to a bed and I'm waiting to have my head chopped off.
I know things are difficult for you right now, but you've got to try and have a little faith.
What do you care?
I do care. I'm here to help you.
You're not here as my friend. You're not even here as my doctor. You're here because the court's appointed you to put together a report.
And that report depends on what you have to tell me.
Yeah, well, forget it, because I'm not talking. So you just get the hell out of here!
Detective Castillo. Arthur Donnelly.
Dr. Donnelly, I believe we spoke at the Halloween ball.
Right. I want to help you any way I can here at the hospital. If there's any way that I can facilitate your investigation, please let me know.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Any leads so far?
I've been going over this forensics report on 352, and most of the information is going to take a while to sort through, but there is one item that seems to demand some immediate attention. Our man found a few fresh paint shavings on the sill beneath the window.
Afraid I don't follow.
Well, I'm just speculating, but it occurs to me someone could have shimmied up that drain pipe outside the window, forced the latch and gotten into the room, which would, of course, account for the paint and explain how someone other than Mr. Garver could have made that incriminating phone call.
Drain pipes, huh? It's tricky, but possible.
Yeah, I was wondering if you might know offhand which room is under 352?
That would be the doctor's on-call room.
Could I take a look at it?
Right this way.
Thank you.
I'll show you.
Awake? I was thinking maybe we'd have some breakfast. Maybe some oatmeal, what do you say? One kick for yes and no kicks for no. Well, oatmeal it is then. Vincent!
What is it?
Someone screamed. Didn't you hear it?
No, ma'am. Where did the sound come from?
I don't know. It's gone now.
Are you all right?
I'm fine. It was a woman. She was screaming.
I'll take a look around.
Go in peace and say no more.
Thank you, Bob.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
You were here yesterday, and you walked out without getting absolution. Why are you back?
Because I have so much more to confess.
Hey, Gina, what size dress you wear? 6, 8?
Why do you want to know?
They're having this tremendous sale down at Reiniger's. Look at this classy outfit. This thing would look sharp on you. Va-va-voom.
No, look, I don't think I could really use a dress like that.
A woman always needs this type of dress. Good for daytime, good for nighttime. And believe me, you got the figure for it, babe.
Well, thanks a lot.
Well, what do you say we go down and try one on?
You want to go with me and watch me try on dresses?
Why not? You know, a man's opinion is very important. When I was married, I used to go shopping all the time with my wife. It was fun.
You were married?
Yeah, for a couple of years, sure. You have beautiful hair. Beautiful skin. You ever have your color done? Like an autumn. Maybe a spring.
What is that?
I don't know. I'll go check it out.
Checking for dry rot.
Is this room usually locked?
It's supposed to be, but with all the traffic coming and going, someone inevitably forgets.
Who has keys?
All the doctors, some nurses, cleaning crew.
In other words, a lot of people can get in and out of here any way they like.
I'm afraid so.
Well, it's been 16 hours, but I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to have the windows dusted for prints. Oh, you look at this.
Footprint.
Yeah. I'm gonna get forensics over here right away. You wouldn't happen to have the duty roster, would you?
Of course.
That'd be good, because I'd like to get a beat on who might have been in this room at 7:25. That's when the call was made from Kane's room.
I'll check it out for you.
Thank you very much. Tell me we're finally gonna get a break in this mess.
Checked out the top floor. Everything seems all right.
Well, I don't understand it.
Maybe one of the neighbors had the TV on. You know how sound carries on the wind.
Didn't sound like a television set.
Well, I can go over the whole place again, if you want. Ma'am?
No. No, I'm sorry I bothered you.
No bother at all.
Svensson? Do you have a few minutes? I can make you a cup of coffee.
Oh, you don't have to do that. I have a thermos out in the car.
No, really. I'd appreciate the company.
I thought about what you said, Father. About being strong.
About resisting temptation, yes.
Well, you've got it all wrong, Father.
In what way?
Being strong shouldn't hold you back. It should help you go after whatever you want, to take everything you've ever been denied.
And what do you feel you've been denied?
I've been denied a lot of things. And I'm tired of women calling all the shots.
Do they?
Of course they do. They get all full of themselves. They think that they make the rules. But they don't, Father. They're wrong. They're dead wrong. It's the man who's in control.
I'm not sure exactly what it is you want.
I want to make him answer me. I want to make him pay.
Right, you've said before that you had violent thoughts. Have you acted on them?
What do you think?
I'm waiting for you to tell me.
What's the matter? Don't you have an imagination of your own?
Are you here to make a confession?
Would you like that?
Doesn't matter what I'd like. Are you here to make a confession? Hello.
Hey, Earth to Heather.
Oh, Scott, I'm sorry.
You've been going around in a cloud all day. What's the matter? Did you get enough sleep last night?
Yeah, it's this case.
Which case?
Kane Garber. I don't know, I'm not getting anywhere with him. I think maybe I should withdraw.
You want to tell me what happened?
He's just really angry and really bitter.
Well, you've dealt with that kind of thing before.
Yeah, I know, but for some reason it's getting to me this time. I don't know, I'm burning out.
Come here. Turn around.
That feels good.
It's $85 an hour.
You take credit cards?
Absolutely. Now, why didn't you tell me about Kane?
I don't know, Scott. I feel like I've lost all my objectivity. You know, maybe it's because I've got such strong personal feelings about this particular case. The doctor in me wants to stay detached, but the woman in me feels so defensive.
All right, don't tense up.
It's probably because I treated Eden and Kelly. You know, I can't forget what they went through.
So you do think that he did?
I don't know. I have no idea. All I know is that he's got so much anger built up inside that it comes out in waves, and it scares me.
You know, maybe that's why he tried to kill himself. Because he knew that he did it, and then he couldn't live with that thought.
You know, I keep thinking that. But then sometimes I think that maybe he's innocent, and he's just furious with the injustice. That's the whole thing. I don't know if I'm capable of being able to tell the difference anymore. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm biased. And if that's the case, then I can't give this man a fair hearing. All I know, Scott, is when I'm in that room talking to him, all I want to do is leave.
So do it.
Do what?
Resign from the case.
What, just quit?
That's what you've been talking about.
Yeah, I know, Scott, but
Look, Heather, you just built a very strong argument for wanting to withdraw. And you yourself know better than anybody else what your limitations are.
You wouldn't quit, would you? You'd stick in there until you got the truth.
Yes, I was here last night.
Around 7:25?
I came in to get a cup of coffee.
The on-call room has the only drinkable coffee in the hospital.
Well, I knew it was around 7:25 because I just finished my shift and I was going to go home.
And was anybody else in here?
I don't think so. I just wanted to go home and take a bath.
Well, you know, Tori, if you could remember anything, it would be extremely helpful. Was that window open?
I don't know.
Was anything out of place that you...
I'm sorry, Cruz. I was in a fog. I don't know.
Don't apologize. Just, I think it's worth taking a moment here and seeing if you can remember something.
So what do you think about the neckline?
It's perfect. I wouldn't touch it.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay, good, because I trust you implicitly. I mean, it means a lot to me what you think. It really does. Oh, my God!
What is it?
The shoes. I don't have any white shoes, and I forgot about them. I just have tennis shoes.
Well, go to Rainier's. They have a lot of really nice shoes and stuff.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here because I'm at my wit's end.
Julia, relax. You're gonna make the most beautiful bride.
I'm just so stressed out.
I know.
I have circles under my eyes, and I'm about ready to jump out my skin. Is that what you do?
How's Mason holding up?
Mason's hard to read. You know that.
Julia, he's just a little inscrutable, you know? He doesn't like people getting involved in his thought processes. It's sort of this private thing, you know, I guess.
You know, I guess so, too.
Why, is he being having a hard time?
Yes. But I expected it. We've had some problems. We've had trouble adjusting in the past couple of months.
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
What happened to him, the accident, it's been awful for him. I mean, it's been really terrible, and it's taken him a long time to recover. And you know me, I like to see everything fixed right away, and then I start pushing, so maybe I've pushed too much.
Julia, you are the best thing that has ever happened to him. Don't doubt yourself.
Yeah. You're right. And he loves me. He does love me, I know that. And so I think that will iron out any problem.
What is that?
It's all right, it's just the tea kettle. I'll get us some tea. You all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. What is this? Or is this Earl Grey?
Chamomile. I thought you and I could both mellow out a little bit.
Yeah. I think we're a pair, huh?
A little neurotic. Two loony people running down the aisle.
Yeah,
smiling,
yeah.
right?
You in your tennis shoes and me in a maternity dress the size of a tent.
I think we're wonderful.
You're going to be okay.
And so are you.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay. You're okay.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Dry rot.
Well, yes. You see, I've been gone for a long time, and I was just concerned as to whether the house was being maintained properly.
Oh, pretty attached to the old place, huh?
Yes, I have very fond memories of living here.
Why'd you choose this particular room?
Because it faces the garden. What on earth are all these questions?
I don't know. You must like digging around in the dirt, Augusta.
Why do you ask that?
Well, I don't know very many women who carry around their own shovels with them.
Yes, well, you see, isn't that Mason's car?
Well, hi, big boy. I'm glad you came by.
Couldn't stay in that house another minute. Julie's been all over my case like white on rice.
Oh, sweetie, did you have a bad morning?
This ain't no joking matter. We're cutting this thing way too close for my personal comfort.
You're right, just a couple of more days.
Well, let's get this show on the road.
The show is on the road. Guess who's upstairs?
Augusta?
She'll be down any minute.
Well, let's give the old girl something to gossip about.
I got an idea. Why don't we give you a little bachelor party? We'll put on some nice music, we'll dance real close.
And drink a little whiskey, that ought to get me in some real trouble. Oh, still no bourbon, huh?
Oh, it's all right. There's plenty of vodka there.
Guess it'll have to do.
How many times today?
Oh, bingo! Come on, girl. Let's party.
It's never enough when you're...
All right, let's go over this again step by step. You came into this room to have a cup of coffee. It's here by the door. I guess you didn't come into the room too far, huh?
Right, I just walked in, the coffee pot was full. It felt heavy. I poured myself a cup.
And then what did you do?
I wanted some sugar. I reached over to get a packet. The packet fell to the ground. I knelt down to pick it. Wait a minute. One of those lockers was open.
Which one?
Number 22.
Whose locker is this?
22, Zach Kelton's.
Oh, I know Zach. He's helping Eden. He's, was he on duty last night?
Yeah, he was in the delivery room from 6 to about 9:30.
You know, I talked to one of the nurses, and two of his patients went into labor at the same time, so he's going between two women to deliver their babies.
Oh, that can be substantiated, right?
Oh, no problem.
Uh-huh. Could we get Zach down here and have him look at his locker and make sure nothing's missing?
Sure, I'll have him paged right away.
Thank you.
Scott, here's the stuff you wanted of Mrs. Campbell.
Oh, yeah, great. Thanks a lot. It's the lady that worked on the oil rig with my father. She also developed cancer.
You know, I know you have a theory about exposure to some carcinogen on the rig, but I've got to be honest with you, Scott. I've gone through that stuff, and I don't see any grounds to support that contention.
Well, you don't mind if I review it, do you?
No, not at all. But I've got to tell you, that woman's a patient of mine, and her family has a history of cancer.
Mm-hmm. Can I keep this overnight?
Sure.
Good.
How far are you going to take this?
As far as I can go, Zach.
Yeah, well, I've seen a lot of people waste a great deal of time and energy. I mean, these cases are very hard to prove. Now, you've got somebody like a big business like the Capwells have. They have all sorts of power and money, and they can drag something like that out forever.
Yeah, well, maybe I don't care about the odds, Zach. My father died, and a number of other people on that oil rig have gotten sick. Now, if there's even a slight possibility that something is amiss, I'm going to find out what it is.
Dr. Kelton, please report to the on-call room. Dr. Kelton, please report to the on-call room.
You do what you have to do.
I'm very sorry to have had to call you back, Mrs. O'Brien.
Well, I came as soon as I got your message. Is there something wrong?
I just need to ask you a few questions about the man who came into confession after you. Do you remember him?
In a vague sort of way.
He was nobody you recognized?
Oh, certainly not.
Did you happen to get a glimpse of his face?
Good heavens, Father, I didn't think it was right to look. The poor soul is entitled to his privacy the same as you and me, yes. And I always make it a practice to keep my eyes on the floor.
Yes, but Mrs. O'Brien, this is important. Now, would you please just think for a minute?
I'm telling you, I don't remember.
Yes, but you said that you had a vague memory. Now, do you remember, was he tall? Or was he short?
Father.
Was he old?
Father, why are you questioning me like this? The old priest would never have... Why, I'm beginning to feel like I'm in a court of law and not in church at all.
You're right. I'm very sorry.
And I have to go now. My mother is expecting me. Good day to you, Father.
Good day.
The woman was very upset. She called my secretary and said that you had called her back and interrogated her after her confession.
Mrs. O'Brien?
Yes.
I'm very sorry. I had no idea that she was going to go to you.
Well, she's a fussy woman, and complaining, I think, is one of her chief hobbies.
Yes.
But something in her story made me drop by to see you. Michael, is something wrong? Is there anything I can help you with?
Actually, there is.
Well, go on.
A man has been coming to confession.
Well, the same man you asked Mrs. O'Brien about.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know who he is. I've never seen his face. But I thought she might be able to give me a clue.
Ah. Now, is it the cop I'm talking to, or is it the priest?
That's a good question. I'm afraid that he has committed a horrible crime. A series of them, in fact. And I was wondering, is there any way that I could go to the police with this information?
Did the man actually confess?
Not directly. He was a bit evasive, but he said enough to arouse suspicion. I'm really quite concerned.
Isn't it possible the man was hinting at a crime that he had committed only in his mind? A crime he fears he's capable of in real life?
Yes, that's possible, but I have such
If that's the case, you would be betraying him in the grossest possible way if you divulged the contents of his confession.
Yes, but I'm also afraid of the consequences of keeping quiet. If this man is a criminal, and if he is a repeat offender, as I think he is, and I have this strong feeling that he is about to act again, and if he does harm to somebody, and I have said nothing, then aren't I partially to blame?
If you believe he's a criminal, I think you should tell him to hand himself in.
But he's not repenting.
The mere fact that he came to confession indicates a clear desire that he's seeking help and seeking consolation.
I think he came here to mock me.
How so?
He was wily. He was sarcastic. He showed very little remorse. He was twisting the sacrament of confession into some game of cat and mouse.
You dislike him?
It's more than that. I know he's going to go out of here.
You have absolutely nothing to go on. I'm sorry, Michael. If you were privy to an actual plan, it'd be different. Then we'd have to talk again. But you're running on intuition and suspicion and a host of other insubstantial things. It's simply not enough.
But what do I do with my doubts?
Think back on your own experience.
Yes.
You sought help from the church when you needed it most. When you couldn't forgive yourself for your own transgressions, and you were granted a measure of grace. Doesn't this man deserve the same? Meditate on it.
I will.
Peace be with you, my son. In nomine Patri et Filio et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
I was so exhausted when I finished work last night, I honestly don't remember whether the locker was open or not. I assume it was closed.
Uh-huh. You don't use a lock.
No, I lost the key a while ago, and I had to have a guy with the, big shears come and cut it for me, and I've just never gotten around to replacing it.
Uh-huh. What do you keep in there, anyway?
Well, I usually keep some clean scrub. Strange. Missing. Oh, maybe somebody took them.
Oh, yeah. Well, guess it's time to get that lock replaced.
I think you're right.
It's interesting. It conjures up the image of a bad guy dressing up as a doctor. It sounds like it's something out of a movie. I guess the next step for me would be to find those scrubs and take a look at them, huh?
Well, I hate to disappoint you, but the hospital goes through hundreds of scrubs a day. And I'd imagine that the scrubs from last night would have been taken out by the laundry about 6 this morning.
Oh. Well, that is a disappointment.
It'll be all right. Everything's gonna be fine. Where is she?
I don't know. Sometimes these old houses have thick walls. Let's say we just crank this sucker up.
What are you doing now? Listening for termites?
I'm so sorry. I don't remember inviting you into my room again.
Huh?
What is that music?
Huh? Best music in the world. Sounds like they're having a little hoedown downstairs.
A hoedown?
You don't know the Texas two-step?
No, I certainly do not.
That's too bad. Sounds like they're having a party down there.
Yes, well, I intend to check it out.
Right on.
In the land. Well, I put a quarter in the jukebox.
Mason Catwell.
Oh, hi, Augusta. Didn't hear you come in.
No, I'm sure you didn't.
Me and Gina were just taking care of some business.
That's right. How about if we have another drink and seal that deal? Augusta?
Not only are you two of the most disgusting people on the planet, but you can't even lie effectively.
The good news is I measured that footprint, and it's definitely larger than Kane's.
Well, that's great. This could all lead to somewhere, right?
I just hope it's not another dead end. Forensics doesn't come up with something conclusive, we could be right back to square one.
Oh, now, we're not back to square one. You have bits and pieces of evidence. You have paint shavings. You've got a footprint. That's got to prove that somebody came into his room and made that phone call.
Well, I know it can prove that, and you know it, but...
And sooner or later, you're going to prove it.
How do you do it?
What?
How do you... maintain your optimism?
I believe in you. And I also believe that we haven't gone through this for no good reason. There is an end to this. Bing. You gone up and told Kane?
No, I can't leave here till forensics shows up again, so...
Okay, well, then I think I'm gonna go up and tell him.
Okay.
I think he could use some good news.
Say hi to him.
I will.
What's that?
Hey, it's the number I called to get taken off Kane's case.
Still haven't made a decision, huh?
No. You'll be disappointed in me if I do it, won't you?
Wait a minute. Where do you get these crazy ideas?
Stands to reason.
Look, I think you're a capable doctor, and I also think that you have well-thought-out reasons for wanting to withdraw. Now, if you decide to do so, it's probably in the best interest for your patient.
You really think so?
Where do you get this idea that I'm this impossible taskmaster? Look, Heather, nobody is going to force you to hang in there until the bitter end. You know that.
I know. I'm sorry. Maybe it's because I was raised by an impossible taskmaster.
Well, I'm not your father.
I know. Thanks for reminding me.
Look, I'm going to support you in whatever decision you make.
No, it's kind of silly, but ever since I was little, I used to, I still do. I don't trust my own instincts. It's like every time I have to make a decision, I feel like there's going to be this jury waiting to judge me, and no matter what I do, I'm never going to come up with the right decision.
Well, let me assure you, I do not sit on that particular jury.
I know you're too good.
No, I'm not. I'm stubborn, I'm bigoted, and I'm short-sighted. You know that. But I do respect you. So what do you want to do?
I think I want to think about it. Maybe because I don't have to stay with the case, maybe I can.
Atta girl.
What are you doing here?
I came to see you.
Please go away.
I have some good news.
I don't think I can stand any more good news. It turns bad so fast.
Kane, Cruz has found something, and you're not going to be stuck here forever. You have to believe that. As far as I can see, the only choice you have is to leave him.
I'm sorry. I just don't believe any of this.
Julia, this is Augusta speaking. I am your sister. I love you very much. There is no reason I'm going to tell you something that is not the truth.
Maybe you're misinterpreting everything.
Believe me, they were all over each other. Talking about dirty dancing. And then when I interrupted them, they just got up and took off. Now what are you thinking about?
Danny McKenna. Who? My boyfriend in the 8th grade. You tried constantly to try to break us up because you didn't think he was good enough for me.
Oh, good heavens, that was a lifetime ago. Let's talk about the present. You're about to marry this twerp.
And you're doing the same thing to me again. You're treating me like I'm in 8th grade, that you can't trust me to make my own decision. You just hate the Capwells, so you don't want me to marry one, and you'll do anything to make sure that doesn't happen. And I don't appreciate it.
I am not making this up.
I love him. And I want to spend the rest of my life with him. And I'm not going to fall apart now because you're telling me something you think you saw. I mean, everybody in town is gossiping about everything Mason's done, and he didn't do anything. It's just not true.
Julia, you are dreaming. You are fast asleep with your thumb in your mouth. It's only a couple of days before the wedding, and I don't want this man to break your heart.
He won't. I'm sure he's got a very good explanation for this.
Well, I don't think you're going to get much of an explanation from Mason, considering how much liquor he consumed. I don't think he'll be sober till Christmas.
He was drunk?
As the proverbial skunk.
You don't really think you're gonna get away with this, do you, Sprocket? Damn straight. He's gonna come barreling through that door in a couple of minutes and take one look at what's going on and call the whole thing off. You've had an awful lot to drink, haven't you, Sonny? Son, lesser man be under the table by now. That means you're not exactly in control, are you? Just a cotton-picking minute. In the minute it would take you to pick that hypothetical cotton, Sonny, you're going to be passed out on the floor. No way. You've picked a very poor time to lose control. Now, you just stop right there, son. I got everything exactly the way I want it. I'm not going to have you ruining it for me. Correction. You've got everything exactly the way I want it. I'm going to take over, and then I'm going to marry Julia. She won't have you. She'll smell liquor on your breath and kick you right out the door. Vodka doesn't have a smell, my friend. Yeah, well, what about Gina and Augusta? You're in a peck of trouble, son. I'll think of something. Forget it. I'm gonna squish you down so far, you'll never see the light of day again. When you fall, sonny, try to fall backwards. I don't want any bruises. I ain't falling. 1001, 1002.
Stubborn, stubborn, stubborn. Once a calf will always a calf. Well, it'll break your heart and chortle while he does it. Fix that damn thing. Nothing. Damn. Oh.
Well, hi.
Hi.
It's good to see you. Where have you been?
I was at the Lockridge house visiting Augusta.
Really? I must have just missed you.
Really?
Yeah, I stopped by to see Gina. I know that my counseling her has been upsetting you, so I told her she'd have to find another attorney.
You did that?
Yeah. It was no big deal. She understood. Had a glass of lemonade, shook hands, that was that.
And nothing else happened?
No, why? Did you hear otherwise? Was it, Augusta? I thought so. She, caught me as I was going out the door, seemed furious that I'd even set foot on the premises. Even hinted around that she thought the lemonade might be spiked. You can see I'm sober as a judge.
Hey, Don, how you doing?
Good, sir.
Have you seen my wife?
Yes, sir. She just took the elevator downstairs. She's looking for you.
Oh, great. Well, you keep your eyes open, right?
Yes, sir.
Cruz.
Michael.
Can I have a word with you?
Sure, what's up?
I just want to know how your case is going. Do you have any new leads?
Well, we have some odds and ends, hopefully enough to vindicate Kane.
Good. That is good, isn't it?
I think it is. He's innocent. Doesn't change the fact that the man we are looking for is still out there waiting to make a move.
Yeah, I know it's right.
Tell you the truth, if I had my way, I'd double the size of the police force right now and throw everybody on the streets working a 15-hour shift. Maybe we'd get somewhere in this case.
Yeah, the guys upstairs, they never give you the manpower when you need it.
In fact, if you weren't otherwise engaged, I'd probably try to talk you into rejoining the force. I think God would understand.
Yeah.
You'll excuse me, I gotta find Eden, all right?
Yeah.
See ya.
Cruz.
Yeah. What's on your mind?
Cruz?
Who's there?
Tonight, she's a political leader in a Muslim nation where women are expected to follow. We'll take you to Pakistan to meet Benazir Bhutto on NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw.